Let's get to it here, guys. Eagles making the playoffs used to feel like a bolt of lightning every once in a while. Now it's the regular. And so, we crank it up again as they crank it up again. And I think we all know the main thing entering the playoffs is what will the offense give us, right? I mean, there's a general consensus that the defense will do its job. There's tremendous belief in the Eagles' D, as there should be. And there's tremendous concern about the Eagles' O, as there should be. So today at 215-592-9494, I ask you this question. Do you expect the Eagles' offense to crank it up? There's also the corollary question of how necessary is it? Because, you can make a case they don't have to crank it up. Maybe just be a little better. Maybe not even have to be better.
Like 2% better?
Maybe. But it sure would be nice if they were like 25% better. It really would be nice. Let me put it this way. Watching the Eagles' offense this year, and I've used this term a number of times, let's be candid, it has, and yes, I'm saying this not exactly literally, but it has felt like a root canal. So, John, when we watch, whether it's one playoff game, 2, 3, or 4 that involve our football team, is it going to feel like a root canal again, or are they going to improve, or are they going to crank it up? What do you think, John? And by the way, we're talking Jalen, the O-line, the Saquon AJ thing of whether they're a little diminished or not, the Patullo Sirianni thing, like the main parts. Do you think they improved, John, or not?
Well, I think I've been browsing the coaches who have been turned loose by other teams, and I'm thinking, man, Brian Dable is an offensive coordinator. Man, Cliff Kingsbury is an offensive coordinator. They feel enticing, which is so problematic.
Are you saying right now?
Yeah, I don't want to feel
Only
this way,
4 days.
but I feel this way. Talking heads are saying if Patullo can't figure out how to move the ball on this defense with their broken down linebacking core, he should be gone. Absolutely should be gone, because really it does set up for what we used to do best, the RPO and running the football. I mean, they are decimated in the middle. I have no idea who these linebackers are, and they're tiny, and they try hard, but they're not the guys. But I have little faith in Patullo's ability to get this offense rolling and keep it rolling. I haven't seen it. I don't think all year we've had good quarters strung together. Maybe it's a quarter here and there.
I know. It's been brutal.
But we've never found that rhythm. I have no idea what this offense's identity is. And we know that Kyle Shanahan's offense is going to put together a whole new playbook for this game, which makes it tough because these are going to be things that Vic Fangio hasn't seen for a while, which is, saying a lot because Vic has been around the block.
Yep.
They were embarrassed on Saturday. I hate that part. They scored 3 points. This is an offensively minded team, and I hate that they put 3 points up and that they also have an extra day to prepare, because that matters when you are this good at preparing, as good as they are. So Shanahan will have time, and he will create, and they will score. Even though our offense is unbelievable, they're going to see new things that they don't know how to stop. We're going to get surprised here and there. I think, can our offense score 27 points against a bad defense? Go back through the season. We averaged the 19th best scoring average in the NFL with 22.3 points per game. But after the bye, that was 16.2 points per game.
So over how many games is that? Like half the year or something?
Yeah.
That's really lame.
16.2 points per game.
And by the way, that's
after
with a good
the bye week. That is not going to be good enough.
And John, that's with a good defense, which makes it even worse because
Absolutely.
The defense isn't like on the field for these 8-minute drives.
And they're getting the ball back for us.
That's I didn't know that fact. That's concerning.
16.2 points per game after the bye week. I think our coaches are about to be embarrassed by comparison. Our offensive coaches. But our stars, we've got stars on offense. Can they do enough with their skills, absent of the scheme that they're going to be, seeing across the way? Despite the awful injury situation that San Francisco is looking at with their defense right now, I don't think our offense is going to fool anybody. I think it's basically let's run the ball, let's RPO it, let's see how that works. I hope they don't abandon it because this is exactly how you got to hit this team. Where they are weakest, which is right in the middle, and we know how Jalen likes to throw the ball over the middle.
Right.
Not much. We have to attack them where they're weakest, which is also something that we don't necessarily do very much.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Shanahan, he's going to have tons up his sleeve. He's going to have McCaffrey. He's going to have Kittle. He's going to have Purdy. He's going to have new plays. I hope it turns out better than it feels to me right now because I just keep coming back to the 16.2 points per game.
That's a fascinating fact. I didn't know that number until you just said it. Look, curious from everyone at 215-592-9494.
They're smart. They're smart. They do what they're going to do what we've struggled against, which is the simulated pressure stuff, where you put 6 or 7 guys up at the line of scrimmage and mill them around in passing situations. We haven't picked that up this year consistently yet. We haven't picked up the stunts, the twists, the ET twists yet this year with consistency. They're going to hit us with that stuff, and their offense is going to show us new things. Can we be creative for the first time this year?
All right, 215-592-9494 to weigh in on whether you expect this offense to get it going. I'll say this should probably be the best opportunity of what you hope is 4 playoff games to do so, because San Fran's got one of the weaker Ds in part based
on what... It's a get-right game in that respect.
Yeah, John was saying with their injuries. If you don't know, San Fran only had 20 sacks this year. 20 sacks in 17 games.
Bryce Huff is their best pass rusher.
You better get it going this weekend if you're going to. Look, my simple answer, do I expect the Eagles to crank it up offensively, is no. That's the simple answer. No, I do not. Now, do I expect them to... improve a little bit? I'm going to give you a yes on that front for one specific reason. I do think Jalen will run more. I don't think he'll run a lot more. It's not the final game of the season, so I think this conservative nature that Hurts and Sirianni both have will still be in play to a large extent. First half of this game, first half of many games is my gut feeling. But I feel like third and fourth quarter, if he has to, he will. So I think there's slight improvement there. But as I go through... the ledger of what the Eagles bring to the table, for the most part, I don't expect it to be better. I don't expect schematically that they look different. I think they are what they are. So it's a matter of them being better at it. Do I think the O-line suddenly turns in the last year? No. Now, I hope the rest helps them, and we'll find out in the first quarter whether, guys like Dickerson and Juergens look different. But I know this, for like 4 months they haven't. So does the rest help them that much? Probably not, but maybe. Jalen in the passing game, I think he is what he is, which is not a great passing quarterback. Saquon and AJ, to my eyes, do look diminished athletically a little bit. I'm not saying they've fallen off a cliff, but I remember last year.
I don't think that's
I know you don't.
True.
I remember Saquon last year. I remember AJ.
He was not getting touched until he was 4 yards downfield.
I remember AJ Brown in 2022 and 3 when that guy looked like Terrell Owens. And he just, to me, doesn't now. He just doesn't. Goddard as a blocker is one of the under-discussed storylines of this year.
He's gotten a lot worse.
Goddard's got the most touchdowns of his career, but I would say is the least effective in his entire career from a blocking standpoint, maybe by far, which is part of why they're not running it that well. So I think for the most part, what you got is what you got, and I just don't really expect it to be that different. Now, with that said, they might be able to win the Super Bowl that way. It's amazing how often they win a game and then someone calls in and says, like thousands, millions, say they can't keep winning this way. Well, actually, no, maybe they can. Here's the bottom line. I
don't think they can.
Bottom line. If the Eagles do not win the Super Bowl, if they lose at any point along the way, it will be because of the offense. If they lose, it will be because of the offense. Maybe a Jake Elliott missed kick, but it will be because of the offense. That's why they will lose if they lose. But they certainly may be able to win it all this way anyway. But you want, James, to what you said, give me some improvement. I'm not expecting the 99 Rams. Right? We're not
honestly 5 to 10% improvement. Get rid of the penalties, get rid of the sloppy play, make a couple plays on third down, and you can win the Super Bowl that way. It's not ideal, but you can win the Super Bowl that way with this defense.
Yeah, so crank it up, absolutely not. Slight improvement, probably, but I'll tell you this, you might not even get that. Guys, when they play these games, it's not like they haven't been trying to get yards and points. And to stat John rolled out, 16 points a game for about half the season.
You don't think they've just been playing peekaboo all year and it's a brand new offense coming to playoffs? All kinds of new players. What is this?
But James, only the Jalen running thing. No, the Jalen running thing.
Jalen running matters. I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah, he can unleash. All right, 215-592-9494. Where do you stand on it? All the parts. What parts you think will improve? Which parts you don't believe in? And then in the end, how much it sort of like really matters, because they might be able to plow through it anyway. 215-592-9494. The focus is on the offense because, let's be real, that's where the concern is. What do you make of it? DeCamara and Jon Ritchie just off and rolling on 94 WIP.